Good morning, IDS 302. Welcome to Module 7, which doesn't officially start until tomorrow, I guess. It's Sunday, April 18th here at about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I thought I'd quickly get this out so I can go back to watching soccer, and I've got some meetings coming up today. I'm going to make this quick. You got this now. You know what's going on, right? Okay, so I got an email. I don't know if you've seen this, but Starbucks and ASU have partnered on a new research and rapid innovation facility. Research. Bell goes off. Starbucks. Many of you are associated with Starbucks. So I have this. I'm going to include the link, okay, and we'll go from there. Uh, take a look at it. It's pretty interesting. The Starbucks Trier Center, and nine. Okay, there's 9 licensed Starbucks and ASU. Interesting article. Take a look at it. I'm going to include it about this thing here. Okay, Easter egg number 1. How's that? Within a minute, 10 seconds or so. Easter egg number 1 is don't procrastinate. Okay, because I look at the score. I try to score every day, and I look and there's nothing to score. It's not your fault. I don't have anything to do. So I can't, there's no measurement of your participation in the class right now. So I'm just, hanging on here and just assuming that you guys know you got this. You've been in this class long enough now. It probably feels like a year and a half, even though it's only been about 6 weeks, um, that you can figure out and plan accordingly to the end of the semester, which again, you're watching these videos, so you know that I'm accepting papers until 11:59 p.m. Monday the 26th. Do not flirt with that deadline. Do not. It is a dangerous game you're playing, my friends. A line from one of my favorite movies. Um, Make sure you get it much sooner. Internet goes out, no excuse. The only excuse is if the ASU internet canvas goes out. Rarely. Happens, but rarely. And definitely rarely on a night that everything gets turned in. Do not flirt with that. Do not think you got to 11:59, you're going to push upload. You'll get 0. I don't mess with that. Those of you who put in papers or submitted work at midnight when it's 11:59 know that I give you 0. I know that's just very punitive, but okay. So then if I let somebody submit it at midnight, then why not 12:05? Why not 12:30? Why not 1 o'clock? Hey, I'm sleeping, 2 a.m., 5 a.m. Then what's the difference? I've already taken away the deadlines right now, but I have to emphasize the end of the class, okay? Unless you have a pre-approved submitted request for extension that I've gotten approval from my people for an incomplete, do not mess with that date, the 26th. But you know that. Everybody who doesn't watch videos still is going to think it's the 23rd, and that's fine with me, right? Um, okay, that's what I'm saying. Don't procrastinate. Get it done, next weekend if you can. That's what I wanted to do essentially is to make sure you had a chance to get it done Saturday and Sunday and then upload it Monday. Don't try to get it done on Monday, please. All right. Of course, this module is all about the final paper now. That's all you've got to do except for that easy discussion board, which again, I'm not just putting that up there and saying, oh, students can really they can really pat me on the back or something, or yeah, I get it because it's not anonymous. But so essentially, I don't need you to talk about me or my techniques. You can destroy me in the evaluation, which you should still be doing. Make sure that thing closes on Thursday. Make sure you do that evaluation. I'm going to check it in a minute. But on the discussion board, I just like you to hear. Do you regret your IDS decision? Are you affirmed in it? Have you evolved since your advisor or somebody first told you that IDS might be your fit for you? Curious about those things. Yes, if you want to bring me up, go ahead, but don't feel obligated. Don't feel like, oh, they didn't say anything about me, so I'm going to knock off 20 points. No, no, no. I don't think I have that kind of ego anymore. Look at how I dress, for God's sake. What do I care about people think? Uh, Let's take a look at course evals. Um, course evaluations. Let's open that baby up and see how we're doing. Class. All right, class. Here we go. Spring B. These are the sections. 2 out of 9, 1 out of 10, 0 out of 9, 4 out of 14, 4 out of 15, and 1 out of 8. So who's ever in section, well, it does not even, none of them are good. We're talking about 22%, 10%, 0%, 29%, 27%, and 13%. Here's my normal rates. Last session A, 67%, 68%, 55%, 50%. I need people to submit their course surveys. I know you might think it's early, got a lot to do. It only takes you 5-10 minutes. Do it on your phone, do it on your laptop, do it on whatever. Get that evaluation in, because even if you crush me in it, it still counts as an evaluation, and they appreciate when they're shooting for 60% at least. I don't usually get that many, not many people do, but this is not good. So hopefully after this weekend's over, the numbers will improve. I'm sure that the 2, 3, 7, 11, 12 that are in, 12 out of 23, 12 out of 61, 12 out of 61. Let's go for a percentage there. Now I'm going to drag you now because people aren't doing their surveys like I thought. That's 19.6%. I'll round up to 20%. 1 out of 5 of you are doing the survey. And I would say that only 1 out of 5 is not doing the work. So it needs a flip. 4 out of 5 you should be doing the survey. So what this tells me with this little amount of surveys, that either they're really good or they're really bad. Some people just couldn't wait to get a pound of flesh, and some people couldn't wait to just say, oh, I'm going to do it and rave. I need everybody in there. Okay, so please help me out with that. I didn't expect to have a 1 or 2 minutes on this evaluation, but it is important. It's very important. Okay. So again, outside of that discussion board, which I was just alluding to there, you can tell me about the IDS experience more so. I'd like to hear where you went with it, and things like that. It's not difficult whatsoever. No response is required. Okay. So then all it is your final paper. That's it. That's all you got to do. Be careful. He shook his old crooked finger at the class. Modules. Now I'm going to put another video out probably Thursday, the final video, last one. Yay for everybody that doesn't like these, which is everybody. I've put the sample in to the learning materials. Learning materials for Module 7 are easy. It's the final paper. It's like a checklist. Table of contents, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Subheadings, survey results. This is the step 5 subheadings. Survey results, analysis of data, charts and graphs, summary of data, survey data, integrative understanding, put it all together, works cited, appendix. There's a final paper sample. They've got an appendix B, not necessary. I don't know why. I guess they just wanted to put all their results in there in case they didn't get to something in the paper. It's an awesome paper. It's 41 pages. But as you can see, if you take a good look at it, that 41 pages goes pretty quick. I mean, in terms of, it's not like they wrote 41 pages. It just ends up that way. This is the reality. We got to get out of it, shift the paradigm to, oh my God, how many pages, to doing the work and whatever it happens. They got the cover page, page 1. You got table of contents, page 2. You got more table of contents, page 3. Then you get into the work. Then you get all the way down. You got charts and graphs and all kinds of things. And then you get into the bibliography, the works cited. Works cited is a couple pages. Then you get to the appendix, couple pages. You just do the work, okay? Take a look at this. I mean, the charts they use here are very basic. Color is okay in the charts, by the way. It actually helps, obviously, for us to imagine the data. And here's a tip I'm going to give you, pro tip. Let the reader know, me, right away when you get into survey results. Look at this survey results. There were 77 participants ranging from 18 to 75 years of age. Bam. There is nothing more important in terms of some precedent to set, some introductory information than that. I need to know. Some people have gone into these things and I don't see an amount. I see a pie chart of male, female. I don't see anything about age. And then I'm like worried, how many did they get? They get seven? They get 77. Right here, there were 77 participants ranging in age from 18. They confirms that they're adults, confirms how many I'm talking about. Fabulous number. I like that a lot. Okay. Don't have to overanalyze age, but it's good to see how they did it. Now you can see why we don't group ages. All right. And then you're looking at the data, you're going to put simple bar charts up here, do a little summary, bar chart summary, bar chart summary. Then you're going to go into an analysis of data. That's a whole section. Kind of gives you a holistic look at the analysis of the data, what was going into it, right? There's more charts there, more charts. Okay, then you get to summary of survey data. Wow, this person really went out of their way. Good job. But you get into an important one, integrative understanding. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you get your work done, okay? Because consider this project if you did it intradisciplinary, which is what? One, remember, one discipline. Think of this project. Sometimes you have to think about what something's not to get a good idea of what it is. So let's think of this project as not interdisciplinary, but instead intradisciplinary. And you were doing this looking at one discipline. You were looking at student debt through economics. That's it. All your data is going to be economics, all the things you're not going to get into. But if you're looking at interdisciplinary, you got economics, you got psychology, okay, you got political science. So you got all these different ways you're looking at it. It's interdisciplinary, and now you're going to look at the integrative understanding. Well, economics might say you got to make people pay. That's just the way it is. But if you're looking at social studies or something, or psychology, saying it's just burying people, something's got to be done. Look back to economics, you can say, well, they could shift. Then that would maybe drive economics to say we need to push for affordable higher ed. Okay, and then political science may say, what's the advantage here to our society? Do we want dumb voters or do we want smart voters? Okay, and I'm not saying you got to go to college, be smart or dumb or whatever, but you get what I'm saying. Overall culture, an educated culture versus a non-educated culture. Okay, there are some significant differences there. All right, and you are evidence of that by being in this class and not, you know, doing something else that is not increasing your awareness of your society, your culture, and how you can contribute to it. Everybody can do it in a different way. All right, so I don't care if, like I said, I was uneducated except for myself. And again, and this I should probably go off and say this, that you don't even need a degree to get smart. All right. Right. Of course, nobody's gonna let you do brain surgery without some kind of credentials, but you can learn all about anything you want nowadays. That's the beauty of this age that we're in, and I didn't see when I was young. You can just absorb yourself. I'm totally into Ernest Hemingway right now. I used to be into Che Guevara. I used to did research on all these different interesting things about Central South American Caribbean politics. I didn't get any credit for it. I was in school either or after school, before I went to college, during, after. I was just so interested in it, the dynamics of what's going on in some people's heads, the revolutionaries, especially, and I always want to think about designing a course about, leaders, revered or reviled, because you got people like Che Guevara. I'll stay out of he's one of those Castro's friend there, but how did he become how he became? And he was ideological, but I'm just saying you can learn outside of this, but boy, I'm sorry, I'm taking this a lot longer than I thought. But anyways, look at the sample clearly, okay? Consider these sections. Lay out your paper nice. Do a good job. Don't try to do it all in one day. Put it together somewhere. Organize all your sections. There's a lot of movement. Move all your works cited lists down to the bottom and compile it in one nice one. Alphabetize, last name. Correct any errors you had earlier. Get those things done earlier in the week. Okay, and put it together. Then you've got some kind of, rough draft of a final paper. Then you're analyzing your data, hopefully by Thursday or something. You're going to look at your data and you'll have a lot of it. And And you can, uh, if you really have a desperate need for somebody to do data, let me know, but work on your data, put together that section five, that's that fifth step, right? Then when you finish all that, you go back and look at the sample, measure it up against yours, see if, how they look and anything right or wrong structurally. Then you might want to, then you make sure it's all the same color black font except for the color charts. It's all Times New Roman 12. It's all just looking chef's kiss perfect, right? That's what you'd like to get to, okay? You have the time to do it right now, okay? Don't put it off. It's worth 150 points. Try to fix your earlier steps if you hadn't done that, and you should be okay. All right, so that should do it. Easter egg number two. Sorry, Easter egg number two is really analyze your data. And I think that sounds so awkward and grammatically incorrect, but I think the way it comes out, really analyze your data. That means the data is where, like I said, the meat on the bones is for your research. I don't want you to overanalyze something like, but look at it, and if there's a ton of students, a ton of participants, random adults that are 18 to 22, guess what? They're probably ASU students. They're probably students. They're contemporaries of you, if that's your age group. And then, you could mention that it's likely from, you don't know, but it's likely from, okay? Don't be so definitive as if it reveals proof of anything. But any part of your data that you contrast and correlate, you can compare things from men to women, men and women in a particular category. Compare things for young or old particular category. You can compare things. Most of you students took my advice and asked about either income, asked about urban, suburban, or rural, asked about political leanings. You've got a whole bunch of ways to compare this, but that would go into like a data analysis. When you summarize your data in charts, you're just summarizing. You're not interpreting it yet, okay? Interpreting comes down later, okay? I'll get more into that hopefully, and you can send me your questions. I look forward to seeing the end of your papers here coming up a week from tomorrow. So Easter egg number 3 is finish strong. I'm keeping it under 18 minutes, so enjoy your day, enjoy your week, stay in contact. I don't want anybody to sweat what we're doing. You don't have to tell me you're turning your step 4 in late. I already know I don't have a deadline, okay? The only deadline again is what? Right, April 26th, 11:59 p.m. Forks up. Peace.